You know that quiet, nagging feeling that settles in when you scroll through your phone? The highlight reels blur past, and a little voice whispers that you missed your shot. It's a deep exhaustion, a heavy shame telling you that you're somehow behind schedule. The idea that youth is our peak has zero basis in human biology. It is pure marketing. Hollywood sells youth to move movie tickets, and the tech industry worships the 19-year-old billionaire to sell a fantasy. The entire system is engineered to manufacture artificial urgency. Author Napoleon Hill called the mechanism behind this the law of cosmic habit force. Any thought repeated on a loop eventually sinks in, hardens, and dictates your internal reality. That voice in your head insisting it's too late isn't your true instinct. It is just a recording of that external cultural noise, playing back so frequently you mistook it for your own identity. The hurdle to changing this runs deep into our biology. For 95% of your day, your thoughts and habits run on autopilot programs written before you were 7. Your 5% conscious mind is creative, but that subconscious habit machine ignores insights, learning exclusively through relentless, daily repetition. This is why comfortable laughter from old friends telling you to be realistic is highly destructive. Those little comments act as continuous negative repetition. Drop by drop, that familiar environment easily crushes your 5% conscious willpower. You can try to force a new mindset, but the math is against you. If you stay planted in an environment that reinforces your old subconscious programming, your willpower will always lose. Escaping that loop requires a strategy called quiet release. This is a deliberate, peaceful decision to stop overspending your finite emotional energy. You walk away from toxic dynamics simply to preserve your sanity, rather than ghosting to punish someone else. Once you step back, those invisible years you thought were wasted reveal their true utility. They are a high-pressure training ground. A blade rushed out of the fire looks shiny, but breaks in a real fight. Decades spent waiting and failing forge a psychological resilience that early winners never develop. Look at Colonel Sanders. At 65 years old, he was broke and sleeping in his car. He faced over 1,000 rejections from restaurant owners who literally laughed in his face, but every single no hammered the steel of his will until he was finally ready to win. Or consider Vera Wang. She failed to make the Olympic skating team and worked as an editor for decades, virtually invisible to the fashion world she would eventually dominate. Her vision grew entirely from patience and decades of quiet observation. In the dark, you build 3 specific weapons. First, pattern recognition. You stop reacting to single events because you see the whole cycle. Second, calloused resilience. Rejection becomes mere data rather than a crushing blow. And third, ego-free clarity. You drop the performance and focus entirely on the purpose. Stepping away into silence is the only practical method to reallocate your mental energy. You stop fighting pointless external battles and start pouring every ounce of focus into sharpening these internal weapons. We assume our consciousness is generated inside our brain, but biology points to a different model. Your body operates like a highly sophisticated television set. Your cells are covered in tiny antennas acting as receivers, catching a unique frequency, downloading your identity from a larger energy field. To change the channel, you follow a 3-step sequence. Step 1 is pure presence. You pull your attention away from the past, the future, and your immediate surroundings, cutting off the physical environment to access that pure broadcast signal. Step 2 bypasses the analytical gatekeeper of your conscious mind. By generating elevated emotions like gratitude or joy, you achieve heart-brain coherence, a measurable state that grants direct access to your subconscious operating system. Finally, step 3. With the door open, you deliberately install a new reality into that 95% subconscious through rigorous repetition. You plant a clear command, like "I am precisely on time," and rehearse it until it overrides the old code. This process demands physical endurance. You are breaking a literal chemical habit and forcing biological pathways to reform. The friction is heavy because your body is unlearning its own history. By executing this sequence, You stop being a passive victim reacting to external noise. You step into the control room and become the active, deliberate author of your own biological broadcast. When you successfully recondition your body to a new mind, you flip the standard biological script. Dr. Joe Dispenza describes this as becoming supernatural, a state where your inner vision carries more weight than your outer environment. The traffic jams, the tight deadlines, the coworkers driving you crazy, these are no longer annoying interruptions to your peace. They are the exact arenas designed for you to practice your new internal override. This shift completely redefines closure. It doesn't come from one last dramatic conversation or delayed apology. Closure is an internal action you grant yourself by prioritizing your own peace, entirely letting go of the exhausting need to be understood by anyone else. Physical life functions as a playground for creation. If your daily experience feels like a restrictive struggle against a timeline, it simply means you're still running a broadcast that no longer serves you. As you execute this, you must stop apologizing for your growth. The hard truth is that some people preferred the broken version of you. Your healing will make them uncomfortable, and it is absolutely not your job to shrink back down to make them feel big. So let them forget about you for a season. Embrace invisibility while you rebuild your subconscious. When you finally emerge, you will have outgrown the person you used to be so thoroughly that the world won't recognize you.